Long ago, people came from all over to see Jesus. Many were sick and wanted to be healed. Some had questions about God's laws. Others simply wanted to know how they could live better lives. People often crowded around Jesus, eager to listen to what he had to say. But one day, a murmur arose among the crowd. A group of religious leaders, the Pharisees and teachers of the law, whispered angrily, "Look at this man welcoming sinners and eating with them." Now, to understand why these religious leaders were so upset, we need to know two things. First, they believed that they were better than everyone else because they followed the law closely. They thought they were holier than the average person and acted like they were superior. They looked down on people they considered sinners. And second, back then, people were considered sinners if they worked in certain jobs. If you collected taxes for the Roman government, people called you a sinner. They also criticized those who spent time with sinners. The Pharisees believed that anyone who associated with tax collectors and sinners was just like them. So when they saw people crowding around Jesus, eager to listen to what he had to say, they were very upset. In their minds, Jesus should not spend time with these people. But Jesus didn't pay any attention to their complaints. Instead, he shared this story with them. Once there was a shepherd who had 100 sheep. Every day he led them to green pastures and watched over them as they walked through valleys and protected them from wolves. Each sheep was very precious to him, for he knew them by name. But one evening, as he counted them one by one, he stopped. One sheep was missing. The other 99 were safe in the fold, but the shepherd's heart ached for the one that had wandered away. Perhaps the sheep had been tempted by greener grass on a nearby hill, or gotten lost among the rocks. Or maybe some wild animal had tricked it into going astray. Whatever happened, the sheep was alone and in danger. There were wolves ready to attack, thorny bushes that could hurt its skin, and a growing darkness that could bring unexpected dangers. The shepherd could have shrugged and said, "After all, I still have 99. But he didn't. Instead, he felt a strong desire to find the one that was lost. So he immediately left the flock in safety and went into the night to search for the missing sheep. All night long, he walked over steep hills and across rocky paths, calling out and listening for any sound. His feet grew tired and sore, but his heart refused to give up hope. Finally, in the distance, he heard a faint cry. It was the lost sheep. The shepherd rushed toward the sound and found the sheep tangled in some thorns. It was scared and weak, but the shepherd gently freed it and lifted it onto his shoulders and carried it home. The sheep felt the weight of its wool as it rested against the shepherd, but it didn't care because it knew it was safe. When the first rays of sunlight peeked over the horizon, the shepherd arrived back at the fold with the sheep. Then he called his friends and neighbors together and told them, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep." Now let's think about this story for a moment. The shepherd represents Jesus. The 99 sheep in the fold represent people who are okay with their relationship with God. They go to church every week and pray every day. They try to be good people, but sometimes they feel like their faith isn't strong enough. As for the one lost sheep, well, that represents someone who doesn't know Jesus or has strayed away from him. Religious leaders, including the Pharisees, often felt like they were the 99 sheep. They believed they were better than everyone else and felt superior to others. However, Jesus didn't think that way. He saw everyone as precious and valuable, regardless of their background or mistakes. He wanted to save everyone. Jesus wants us to remember a few important things. First, he values each of us deeply. Just like the shepherd knew each of his sheep by name, Jesus knows us personally. He sees our struggles, our doubts, and our fears. Most importantly, he knows our names. You might feel insignificant or unimportant, but Jesus wants you to know that he cares about you and wants the best for you. Second, Jesus leaves the 99 to find the one. He doesn't ignore the many to focus on the few. Instead, he seeks out those who are lost and far from God. When people complained about Jesus spending time with sinners, he didn't defend himself. He simply shared this story. Through it, he showed that he doesn't look down on anyone. Instead, he reaches out to those who are struggling and far from God. Third, we shouldn't judge others. It's easy to criticize and judge those who are different from us or make mistakes. However, Jesus calls us to show compassion and understanding instead of judgment. He wants us to remember that we are all sinners saved by grace. Fourth, Jesus rejoices when someone turns back to him. The story has a happy ending. The lost sheep is found and brought home. Similarly, when people turn away from sin and turn back to Jesus, there is great joy in heaven. Imagine the excitement and celebration that occurs when even one person chooses faith and a relationship with Jesus. Fifth, Jesus carries us when we are too weak to walk. The shepherd carried the lost sheep on his shoulders until they reached home. In the same way, Jesus helps and strengthens us when we feel weak and unable to follow him on our own. He offers us his strength so that we can continue walking with him. Lastly, Jesus wants us to share the good news with others. After finding the lost sheep, the shepherd called his friends and neighbors to celebrate. In the same way, Jesus wants us to share our faith with others and invite them to follow him. We can tell them about the amazing things Jesus has done in our lives and encourage them to come closer to him. This story teaches us that Jesus loves us no matter what we've done. He doesn't give up on us, and he always rejoices when we return to him. Let's remember that we are all sinners saved by grace, and may we strive to show compassion and share the good news of Jesus with everyone we meet. Now, I have a question for you. What does this story teach you about Jesus? How does it change the way you see yourself? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you never miss another video of Jesus' powerful parables. And if you want to receive your blessings instantly, I have a surprise waiting for you. The video is in my YouTube profile bio. Take care and see you soon. Remember, you are precious in God's sight. He loves you and wants the best for you. Never forget that.